How's it going, guys? This is Gabe at Trout Creek Outfitters. Just going to be doing a little time video today and showing you one of my favorite point flies that I've been using a lot. This is a Thread Frenchie. It is specifically made for my point flies, so I'm using a 4.6 millimeter bead, black nickel, and a size 12 Umpqua competition jig hook. Also using some UTC gray brown thread, 70 denier. Just going to start getting that thread base on there. Snip off that excess, wrap it down. Grab your Coke de Leon tail. I'm using a natural color here. Just get them together there, place them on. Loose wraps. And I like to tie this all the way up to the base of the bead there. And I will pull this back. Snip it. That was not perfect, but we'll go back. Snip the rest. So I like putting it with that bead there so that it falls in the slot of the bead here. So I'm just going to wrap this down. Just going to get this down flush to the back of the hook here. So it looks pretty good to me. Now we're going to tie in our thread. And I am using brown wire, some Semperfli, and I'm using the 0.2 size. So I'm just going to snip off a little section here. Pop it on our hook. Get it on there. And wrap it all the way down to the base of that hook. Cool, so I'm happy with that. Just going to come back up and I'm going to try and wrap over all of that remaining wire that you still see poking through. It doesn't really make the biggest difference in the world, but I kind of like doing that because I feel like the color comes out a little bit better from this thread. And I can also start working on a tapered body here. Alright, so that looks good to me. So now I'm going to wrap this thread around the body here. If you have the rotary function on your vise, definitely use that. I do have the rotary function on my vise, but I typically don't use it, for this at least. So now I'm going to trap that thread in, that wire in there, excuse me. Messing up. And now I'm going to just helicopter that free. So now, as you can see, I got our wire on there. It's looking pretty good. Got a nice segmentation going on. So I'm going to come over with some resin. I'm just going to lightly coat that body. So I don't want too much on there, so I want that segmentation. But just as an example, I put a lot on there, and then what I do from here is I just use my finger and just kind of dap up that excess. From here, I'm just going to come with the light and just cure that. Alright. And then from here, for the collar, I like using hare's ear, and I use a chocolate brown hare's ear, and then I sparse it up with a little bit of insect green hare's ear. So I'm just going to take a decent little clump. So now I have all this dove in here, and I'm just going to go through, pinch it through, pull it apart, put it back together, and just really mix that doving together. So that way, blends into this. So now I'm just going to take little sections of it, get it on there. And I personally do put a decent amount of dubbing on the head of this fly. I don't make it huge, I don't make it too small, but just try and get it right in the middle there. And this looks about good. So I'm just going to wrap it around. I'm going to go in an X formation there so it starts kind of just falling over place of each other. Nice and all. So now it's looking nice and buggy. That looks pretty good to me. From here, I'm just going to go ahead and whip finish it. And I whip finish it a few times to really get it in there. And one more for good measure. That looks good to me. So now another thing you can do with this, for me, this is personally done, but I have been doing this and messing around a little bit with just brushing it out and just making it a little bit more buggy with this color there. So you can definitely do that, give it a little brush, just make it look extra buggy. And that'll do. So like I said, I've been using this fly a lot for my point flies. It has been working extremely well. Gets me down to depth nice and quick. So definitely a good pattern to add to your box. Do this in all different sizes, colors. Just mess around with these Thread Frenchies. If you've ever seen me in the shop, I'm always talking about Frenchies. They are by far my favorite fly. So yeah, give this one a try, and see you on the next one.